Hello dear students. Now let us study about the emergence of Buddhism. Gautam Buddha, who was the founder of the Buddhism, Gautam Buddha, his original name was Siddhartha. He was born in the 6th century BC. His father was Suddhodana. Shuddhodana was the father of Gautama Buddha or Siddhartha, because Siddhartha, it is the original name of Gautam Buddha. And you know, his father Shuddhodana was the king of the Republic of Shakya. He was the king of the Republic of Shakya. And King Shuddhodana, he ruled for many years, and he had one son called Siddhartha. But Siddhartha, he worried about the social life of the way of life of the people. Therefore, he gave up all his kingly, glorious life. He renounced all the luxurious life and also his family life and also the prevailing way of life of the society. So he embarked upon the quest for the truth. Like Mahavira, he gave up all his luxurious and his worldly life, and he wandered for many years for the quest of truth, in search of truth. And after attaining the enlightenment, he became Buddha. After attaining the enlightenment, he became Buddha. After becoming Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddha means enlightened one. He first went to Saranath near Benares. There in the deer park, he gave his first sermon. He taught his first teachings in a deer park near Saranath. In Saranath near Benares, he has been called as that sermon, the first sermon of Gautam Buddha has been called as Dharma Chakra Pravartana. First sermon of Gautam Buddha is called as Dharma Chakra Pravartana. Here he preached the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path. In that sermon he taught the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path to the people. The Four Noble Truths declare that the whole world is full of sorrow and suffering. The Four Noble Truths, what they declare? They declare about the world, that the world is full of sorrow and suffering. They are also explain the root cause of the sorrow. What is the main cause of the sorrow? Buddha realized that desire was the root cause of the sorrow. Desire, wants or ambition, it was the main cause for the sorrow. Only the liberation of excessive desire, one who liberate, one who get free from the excessive desire, he could lead a peaceful life according to the Four Noble Truths taught by the Gautam Buddha. So we have to liberate, we have to get free from the excessive wants or the excessive desire. Then only we can lead a happy and peaceful life according to Buddhism. Buddha preached the Eightfold Path for the eliminating the desire. To eliminate the desire, we have to follow the Eightfold Path taught by Gautam Buddha, and that is called as the middle path. That Eightfold Path is called as a middle path. So to get free, to become free from the desire, we have to follow the Eightfold Path taught by the Gautam Buddha. These Eightfold Paths taught by Gautam Buddha are right action. Our action, our work, our deeds should be right. They are in a correct way. Then only we became free from the desires. We became free from our sufferings. Then the second is right speech. Right speech. Our speech must be right. And the third is right vision. Right vision means, Samyak Darshana, as taught by the Mahavira. That is right vision. Samyak Darshana, the third one. And the fourth is right livelihood, right efforts, right recollection, right resolve, and eighth one is right thought. These are the eightfold path taught by Gautam Buddha for eliminating our desire. Who follow all these eightfold paths, like right action, right speech, right vision, right livelihood, right effort, right recollection, right resolve, and right thought. Who follow all these eightfold path, he will eliminate the desire. These are the ways to eliminating our desires. Now the followers of the new religion, the wealthy merchant, artisans, and common people inspired the teachings of new religions. All the merchants, the Vaishyas, because when they did not command any respect in the society, they embraced the new religions. So the rich merchants, artisans, and common people were inspired by the teachings of new religion. Buddha gave his message in the Prakrit language. Gautam Buddha, he also gave his teachings or the message to the people in a simple common language, Prakrit. Mahavira, he also taught his teachings in the Prakrit language, the language of the common people, related to them to various aspects of their traditions. The atmosphere of new cities changed the way of life of the people. So, that atmosphere, it changed the way of life of the people in the new cities, and new religion became the ray of hope in the changed circumstances. It became the ray of hope in the changed circumstances. Buddhism especially took on the new role in transforming the lives of the people. It transformed the Buddhism, it transformed, it changed the way of life of the people tremendously. Buddha and his followers visited Kosala, Magadha, and many other cities on the Gangetic plain. In the Gangetic plain, some important cities like Kosala, Magadha, Kushinagar, Rajagraha, all these cities they visited and they taught their teachings, messages there. They walked from one area to another and devoted their life for the others. They devoted their life for the others because by walk they visited one city to another cities and they devoted their whole life. In his 80th year, Buddha's glorious life, glorious selfless life, selfless service came to an end at Kushinagar. So, Gautam Buddha died at the age of 80 at Kushinagar. His life was a glorious and selfless life. So, that glorious life came to an end at the age of 80 at Kushinagar, and this has been called as Mahaparinirvana. That is called as Mahaparinirvana. So, Buddha attained Mahaparinirvana at the age of 80, whereas Mahavira attained Nirvana at the age of at his age 72. So, viharas were constructed in all the areas, in all the places where Buddha wandered. where Buddha wandered, where he taught his teachings. In all these areas, the viharas were constructed by the people, and people preserved his relics. They preserved his relics, teachings, messages, and his bones in Chaityalayas. In the Chaityalayas where the Buddhists worship their God, they are called as the place of worshipping the God is called as Chaityalayas. And in the stupas also the relics and the bones were preserved by the people. In his memory of his accomplishments, started worshipping Buddha in the Chaityalayas and in the stupas. This was how the first temple idols and idol worship began. So there onwards, the construction of the temples, the idols and the idol worship began. And afterwards, the Buddhism, it did not spread only in India, but it also spread in foreign countries like China. It spread to China, Ceylon, Burma, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaya and Thailand. Here the Chinese travelers like Fahian and Huansang, they described the glory of Buddhism, the vividly about the glory of Buddhism. So because of their effort, Buddhism spread to the foreign countries like Malaya, Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka and Bamiyan also. And rocks have been cut from the mountains and shaped into the statue of Buddhas. You know, in the rocks have been cut from the mountains and they carved the Buddha statues. You know, in 1956, inspired by the Buddha's teachings, India's prominent social philosopher, social reformer and architect of our Indian Constitution, Baba Sahib Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who also embraced Buddhism. He also accepted the Buddhism, the simple teachings of Buddhism was embraced or accepted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and he embraced Buddhism in 1956. After Buddha's death, his followers collected the teachings and traditions in the form of Tripitikas. His teachings and his traditions were collected in the form of the Tripitikas. These are the Vinaya Pitika, Dhamma Pitika and Abhidhamma Pitikas are the Tripitikas. Three Pitikas, you know, Vinaya Pitika, Dhamma Pitika and Abhidhamma Pitikas. They contain the principles, teachings and traditions of the Buddhism. These were collected by the followers of Gautam Buddha. Over a period of time, disagreements developed in the teachings and different branches of Buddhism came into existence because of the difference of opinion among the Buddhists. Disagreements developed in the teachings of Gautam Buddha. So the different branches came into existence. They are Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana are the three sects of the Buddhism. The first one is Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana. Today, we see many organizations across the globe adopting different ways of realizing the Buddha. Now, the foreign invasions, during this period, there sprung up new city-states in Greece. Ancient Persia had grown into the powerful empire. Ancient Persian Empire, it became a very powerful empire in the world. These two areas engaged in continual wars, continual conflict, and Achaemenian were one group who ruled Persia. Achaemenians, it was one group who ruled Persia. In 6th century BC, King Darius of this dynasty established a strong empire. King Darius, king of Persia, king of that dynasty, king of the Achaemenian dynasty, established strong empire. His kingdom extended up to Indian border during his time. The kingdom of Darius extended up to Indian border. In 4th century BC, Macedonian king Alexander won over the Greek city-states and captured Persia. Alexander, the king of Macedonia, he defeated Darius and won over the Greek city-states, and he also captured Persia. Thus even part of the Persian kingdom which had spread up to the Indian border came under the control of Alexander. So up to India, all the region which were under the control of the Persians came under the control of the Alexander, the king of Macedonia. And after overpowering Persia, Alexander entered into India through the passes of Kandahar and Hindu Kush mountains. When he captured the area up to the Indian border, he also entered into India through the passes in Kandahar and Hindu Kush mountains, which are on the northwestern region of India, Hindu Kush mountain and the Kandahar mountain. He advanced till Ravi and Bees river. Up to Ravi and Bees river he advanced, and he was unable to proceed further. He crossed the Indian border through the river Jhelum and on his way back home, he died at Babylonia. So he come up to river Jhelum because he crossed through the river Jhelum. So when he is going back to home, he died at Babylonia. The river, the tributaries of river Indus, Ravi, Satluj, Beas, Jhelum. These are the tributaries of river Indus or river Sindhu. That is about the emergence of the two religions, right? Jainism and Buddhism.